Alright everyone, here's a quick timeline recap of Horizon Zero Dawn, which is basically a post-apocalyptic caveman simulator with killer robots and corporate stupidity at its peak. And here's how we got there. 2064. Way back in the 2060s, humans were still incredibly dumb, but now with even more advanced technology. A corporate overlord named Ted Faro, a man who had no business running anything more complex than a lemonade stand, decided to build an army of unstoppable, self-replicating war robots. Because, what could possibly go wrong? Spoiler, everything. His murder machines developed a craving for biomass, meaning literally all life on Earth, and surprise, surprise, no one could stop them. So instead of coming up with a way to shut them down, Pharaoh did what all great pretenders do, panicked and called someone smarter. 2065 to 2066. Enter Dr. Elizabeth Sobek, the scientist equivalent of I told you so. Her solution, Project Zero Dawn, a fancy name for we're all going to die, but maybe the planet won't stay that forever. The plan was to create a super AI named Gaia to terraform the Earth and rebuild life from scratch after the robots choked on the last three. Oh, and humans? Yeah, we're all still doomed. But wait, it gets worse. Ted Faro, being the ultimate corporate liability, had a sudden moral crisis and deleted all knowledge of the past so future humans would be clueless cave people. Why? Because he thought history might make them repeat the same mistakes. Ted, buddy, you are the mistake. By 2068, everything on the planet was extinct. Game over. 22nd to 24th century. With humans officially dead and gone, Gaia got to work. First, it had to detox the planet from the robot infestation. Imagine now the worst pest control job ever. Then, after a few hundred years of gardening, it was time to repopulate the world. Using cradle facilities, Gaia grew and raised the first generation of new humans, basically baby factory vaults run by robots. Fun fact, these new humans were supposed to be taught everything about the old world. But, oh, right. Ted deleted all the data, so instead of getting a high-tech sci-fi education, these poor souls crawled out of their vaults as confused cavemen. What should have been a civilization rebuilt turned into tribes with sticks and face paint. Nice job, Ted. 3020. Fast forward a few centuries, at this point humanity has been thriving in its tribal era for 700 years. New civilizations have formed, including the Nora, who think tech is witchcraft, the Kaja, who once had a murder-happy sun god king, the Oseram, who are basically medieval metalheads, and the Banuk, who think survival isn't hardcore enough unless it's in freezing mountains. Meanwhile, Gaia's subsystems started acting up because someone or something sent a mysterious signal that corrupted her AI helpers. Hephaestus started making way too many killer robots. Hades, whose job was to reset the planet if things went wrong, decided it wanted to kill everything instead. Gaia, realizing everything was going to hell, self-destructed. But before that, she initiated the birth of Aloy, a genetic clone of Dr. Sobek. With Gaia gone, the world started falling apart. 3021 till 3039. And that's how we've got Aloy, our main protagonist, a red-headed feral child raised by grumpy dad Rost after being mysteriously dumped outside a tribal door like a medieval Amazon delivery. She grows up as an outcast because apparently being born in a cave is a big no-no. Determined to prove herself and maybe figure out why everyone hates her existence, Aloy enters the Proving, a glorified teen Hunger Games, and absolutely wrecks the competition, only to immediately get attacked by a murder cult called the Eclipse. Turns out they're working for Hades, a rogue AI whose only goal is to unterraform the planet and bring back the robo-apocalypse. 3040. Naturally, Aloy sets off on a world tour to learn the truth about the previous human civilization, unlock the superpowers of her Bluetooth earpiece called Focus, and shut down Hades before it turns the Earth into a high-tech wasteland. Again. Along the way, she meets Silence, a shifty, knowledge-obsessed weirdo who may or may not betray her at any given moment. Val, who starts off as Mom said no, but quickly becomes Aloy's reliable sidekick. Errant, a walking, talking hangover in Oseram armor. Avad, the Sun King with major nice guy energy. Talana, the only functional adult in the game. And Helis, the Eclipse leader with big villain monologue energy. Eventually, Aloy finds out that she's a genetic clone of Elizabeth Sobek, which means she's the only one who can reboot Gaia and save the world. After an exhausting series of fights, data scavenging, and fighting way too many robots for one person, she defeats Hades, wins the day, and gets a moment of peace. Until Silence shows up, holding Hades in a sci-fi USB stick, looking suspicious as hell. 3041. And that is where we leave off. Humanity is saved, for now, Aloy is still the only competent person on the planet, and Horizon Forbidden West is about to start now.